Hello, everyone, and welcome to Washington Live, powered by KCTC. I'm your host, Jaron Rosine. I'm joined in the studio today by our producer,
Nick Steffens. I'm back. Feels good.
Yeah, welcome.
I'm alive.
Also happy to see that.
Yeah.
Were you able to leave the house at all this weekend?
I went out to the park and just tried to get some sun, so I didn't just waste away in the dark shadows. I tried to do a little bit of something, but I didn't go out to any populated places. I didn't want to get anyone sick.
We are happy you're back and happy that you are healthy. Of course, Nick went to a family wedding in Chicago, had a lovely time, but brought something back with him, which was COVID-19.
Yes.
Welcome again. Our publisher today is Matt Bryant. Our guest today, later in the middle segment, will be Fire Chief Brendan DeLong, and we are looking forward to that conversation. We also have a pet conversation in the mix that we will look forward to. We're going to hop to the police report, but before we do, I just want to say to our listeners, thank you for watching, and thank you for growing with us as we learn and adapt. We had a guest producer. We had the computer freeze in one of our shows. We had an echo that we believe worked out. A moment ago, one of the acoustic baffles fell off the wall right before we started. Our publisher adhesive sprayed it back on, and it's a little ripe in here, so it could make for an interesting show. But I digress. Thank you for watching and growing with us. If you or yourself or someone you know would be a great guest, let us know. If you have a birthday shout out, we want to know that also. You can put that in the chat or email washialive@gmail.com. Chat or washialive@gmail.com is a great way to get information to us. Like with the police report. If you know the rest of the story and want to fill us in, you're always welcome to do so. Since we've been on the air last, we've had 148 calls for service. 30 were fireworks related, so that is up and makes sense with our holiday weekend. 24 traffic related, 14 animal, 11 public service and civil standby, 9 suspicious activity, 9 welfare checks, disorderly conduct 6, and other in the small categories. There were 45 calls. That would be assist, warrant, theft, family, 911 hang-up, illegal dumping, weather, disturbing the peace and quiet. For the highlights, we have an animal welfare check on the first. Caller reports baby animals are being given out to the children, being bussed in from other communities. 111 spoke with the caller.
So is it the animals or the kids being bussed in?
I think the kids were bussed in and the animals were bussed out. But check with the parents before giving out the pets. Later, we have a video of some Paws and More pets that are available for adoption. You can look forward to seeing that. Suspicious activity on the second. Reports making contact with a subject on a bicycle who has a gas can and long plastic tube. Documentation.
Wonder what he's up to.
Well, obviously he's on his bike because his car's out of gas, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that would be
I just want to make sure he's not siphoning it out of any tanks.
That's a fair point. That's good observation, Nick. Disorderly conduct, daughter out of control, camping by the bar in the parking lot. Juvenile was gone upon arrival. 2-month-old male mixed breed puppy was transported to Paws and More shelter. So 2-month-old, father advised it needs to be rehomed. That might be an available pet for adoption. Since the 2 dogs on the video today have been adopted, the 2 cats have not.
So I'll go see if I can film it on Monday, see if it's still there.
Yeah, we'll look forward to that regular segment. Disorderly conduct again. Caller requests a deputy to the residence for a subject who is intoxicated and threw a cup of water out the window, and he would like someone to speak with her. 9214 responded, parties will separate. Alcohol can cause disagreements.
Yeah, glass of water out the window.
Wasteful.
Get them off the streets.
We have loose animals again. Reports of some loose chickens coming from a house on 6th at the intersection of East 15th. They were unable to locate these chickens. Chickens are allowed in the city of Washington. You do have to get an urban chicken permit.
So there's missing chickens in Washington.
No roosters are allowed, but you can have chickens.
Isn't roosters allowed?
No, because they would crow or whatever in the early morning and evening, or is it just in the morning?
I don't know. I don't know enough about roosters.
Did not grow up with roosters or chickens. Finally, we'll close this out with the caller reporting smelling something weird. 111 responded. It was the subject's grilling.
Must not be good grilling.
I'm also curious what in the world they were making. Oh, one other disorderly. Caller reports customers are reporting two people are arguing outside near a dark gray Chrysler van with "just married" painted on the windows. Also unable to locate.
Off to a good start.
No, that is just fine. These things happen. No judgment. But if you'd like to pass on your judgment or other information, again, please feel free to do so. We'll move to weather. As we speak, it is 78 degrees and cloudy. It is humid, as it has been for a while. Later today, we'll have a high of 86 with scattered thunderstorms. Happily missed the major derecho last night.
Yes.
Yeah, you're farther south. Nick is Henry County.
Yeah, but my girlfriend still lives up in Cedar Falls, and so I assume everything was fine. I mean, she didn't make.
Have you heard from her?
Yeah. She woke up this morning. That's good. But I don't know about like any of the damage that's up there. So I'm glad we missed it here.
I agree. For tomorrow, Thursday, high of 85, low of 70. That'll be refreshing with scattered thunderstorms again in the morning and the night. That is the weather to look forward to. We're going to move next, before our break, to Almanac Best Day and some local events. Then we'll take a break and get with Fire Chief Brendan DeLong. What is the best day today, Nick?
It's a good day to get married, apparently, according to the
Well,
Almanac.
not
I don't
drive a
actually
truck,
think so.
Craig Chrysler.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, yeah, next. Yeah, and if you go to a wedding, wear a mask, apparently. The vid's going around. Learned that the hard way.
I'm glad that you're back with us still, and good day to get married. I did pull a nice good week 4, bad week 4 from a magazine that I like called The Week, since we only have the one Almanac Best Day. It is a good week for The Inked, with the announcement from Virgin Atlantic that it will no longer require their cabin staff to cover up their tattoos. So if you are tattooed and you'd like to work in the cabin for Virgin Atlantic Airlines, part of their championing individuality and inclusion, you can take all your tattoos and display them while you work at Virgin Atlantic. However, it is a bad week for Catharsis after Brian Hernandez, 21, allegedly broke into the Dallas Museum of Art and destroyed $5 million worth of vases and other artifacts, many from ancient Greece. Hernandez reportedly explained the rampage by saying he was mad at my girl.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
All this is alleged.
All of this is alleged, but that is an expensive other half
Yes.
at $5 million. Local events, we have a couple to announce. Shout out first to the Washington Middle School Mini Barn Quilt Tour. If you haven't heard about this, it is awesome. It's a remake of all of the barn quilts that are around Washington County in small form with a QR code that gives information about them. There's a loop at different locations in our community that you can check these out. We'll throw a link in the chat for their Facebook page, and we'll look to maybe have them on as a guest. If you're listening, we'd love to have you join us and talk a little bit more on Washington Live about the Mini Barn Quilt Tour. We also have a shout out for the Merchant movies. If you see a poster like this, it will share that information. There's a variety of them over the summer. There's a fantastic way to cool off. Go to the theater, take your kiddos. The movie currently playing is Scoob. That is today, the 6th and the 7th at 11 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. Shout out to the Merchant movies. Look for this poster for that information. With that, you're watching Washington Live. I'm your host, Jaron Rosine. We're going to break. When we come back, Fire Chief Brendan DeLong.
At Ace, we're eager to assist you with all your shopping needs. Whether that be finally painting that room, getting ready for the next hunting season, or upgrading your bathroom. Whatever it may be, we'll make sure you get what you need.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Washington Live, powered by KCTC. I'm your host, Jaron Rosine. I'm joined by our producer, Nick Steffens, and our guest, Fire Chief Brendan DeLong.
Thanks. Nice to be here.
Yeah, hi, Brendan. Welcome back from a little 4th of July break.
Yes. Yep. Went to the Ozarks. Had a good time down there for a few days. So
And right back to work.
right back to work, unfortunately.
And that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Chief DeLong is on the fire department. As a former city councilor, I had the privilege of being on city council with Brendan
Yep.
for a number of years. But I don't know as much about your history on the fire department.
Sure.
How long have you been the chief, and how long have you been on the department, Brendan?
So I've been on since January of 2010. I got on and actually got on rescue first with county sheriff.
Okay.
Got on rescue in 2009, but in December of 2009. And after that, was approached to be on the fire department in 2010. Got on. I'd say 10 years went by. In January of 2019, I became the first assistant chief. And did that for 2 years. And then Tom White decided it was time to step down and not have the headache. And so I stepped up and took over in 2021.
Well, congratulations on that. I've really enjoyed getting to know you in that role with the new formation of EMS, which has been online for
About a year now.
That's right. I think you answered my question. Your calling to the fire department really came through rescue. Had you known anyone that was on rescue, or how did you get involved in rescue and then go from there?
You know, I've never really knew anybody on. I've always seen them around town, going to our pancake day. Just had an interest in, the adrenaline rush that comes with the fire department and the rescue, and really found a calling that way. And then, always had the desire to step up through the department. So
Well, you mentioned an interesting thing. That's part of it. Your energy goes high as
Yeah.
you save lives and fight fires. What, for someone that's interested in being on the fire department or learning more about it, what are those qualifications? How does that begin?
Well, you have to be at least 18 years old to apply. And once you apply, you go through an interview process. But there is some schooling involved. You have to go through what they call a Firefighter 1 course. And that's about 80 to 90 hours.
Okay.
And also includes some hazmat stuff. And they teach you everything on how to be a firefighter. They teach you how to do an interior attack. They teach you how to ventilate roofs properly, all that good stuff, rescue. So once you do that, then there's a testing and certification process. Once you get through all that, you are Firefighter 1 certified, and you are allowed to be on. We will put you on when you have no training at all, and then we will put you through that training if you
And if someone
desire.
wanted to apply, would they just show up to the fire department and get an application
Yep.
to fill out and see, and then have an interview of sorts?
Yeah, so you can go to our city website too and download the application, turn it into the fire department. We are staffed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Turn it in anytime. It'll come to my desk. We'll call you in for an interview with me and my 2 assistant chiefs, and then we'll make a recommendation to either put you on or move on.
So Firefighter 1, how many levels are there if people want to continue that process and educate? Are there where do you go after Firefighter 1 if you want more?
There's several other different certification classes that you can take, but Firefighter 1 is the main one that we require for you to be an interior attack fireman. You can do Firefighter 2, which elaborates more on the firefighting technique. Then you get into Officer 1, Officer 2, and you can keep going as far as you want, basically. But there is a
Interesting.
lot of different certification courses you can take.
Well, and recently there was a training that the fire department did, and then EMS kind of did the small assist on the scene as well. Can you talk about what some of those trainings look like, or specifically the training we did at the middle school? And then I see a message that there's a training tonight that's part of the regular. Tell us about what we did that day.
So at the middle school, if anyone drove by, you would have seen some smoke rolling out of the windows and actually thought the middle school was on fire. I had a few text messages about that, but it was not. It was not on fire. We take fake smoke, which is harmless. It just smells like cotton candy, and we use a fog machine and smoked up a room. We then told our group that there was smoke. The dispatch page was there was smoke coming from the third floor. And we wanted them to just do what they're trained to do. We didn't really give them any more instruction other than that. Myself was not on scene at the time, so we let them kind of run the show. So we set up our ladder truck. We went in through the third floor window. We ventilated on the roof. We went in to do an interior attack and found the fire, pretended that we put the fire out. And then we did some search and rescue stuff too, find the dummy. We have Rescue Randy is what we call him.
Which Randy does weigh like 200
He's-
pounds, I learned.
Yeah, he is very heavy, so.
The role of EMS in this is, scene safety is one of the first things as a first responder. So the real danger is the firefighters going in, protecting that scene, and the EMS role is kind of rehab, checking vitals,
Right.
making sure that there's a break after, what are the scubas called? Or
SCBAs.
SCBAs.
Yeah, so you go in, your adrenaline's high, your blood pressure's high, you're sweating. It's really physically intense work. So EMS they do serve an important role. You come out, you go to rehab, you get checked out, you get your vitals taken, and then you don't come back in until EMS is done with you, until you're released.
And that's where I didn't realize the role. The firefighters helped with that patient and did the lift and the carry. That's Rescue Randy. And then someone put Rescue Randy in the back of the EMS truck. I don't know if I told you this.
They had an arm hanging out the window.
They just said, hey, just go ahead and throw Randy upstairs if you would. And I went to get Randy out of the truck, and it's a real life scenario. Randy weighs 200 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a surprise. I had to do a drag.
Yeah, he's heavy, and we don't like carrying him around very much if we don't
No,
have to.
but important experience. And then after you talked about all of the good and the bad, and really there was no bad, just small areas to
Yep.
be even better.
Yeah, we elaborate on what we can do better and what that looks like, and we talk through it. And you mentioned the training tonight. Like tonight, we're going to set up our decontent.
I assume that's decontamination.
Decontamination. So it's a great big tent that we use. If someone's contaminated, we shove them in the tent and we take everything off and you hose them down. So
How
we won't do that
I was gonna
tonight.
say, how in depth is this going to be? That's,
No, we're just going to set the tent up tonight.
Okay.
So
but it's good experience to have
It
and
is.
know what you're doing in case you ever need to do it.
that's right.
Is that what was used when there was an incident on the square with someone in their car?
Yes, it
And
was
drugs and
that
such?
was like 10 years ago now. But yeah, we had an incident on the square with some drugs, and we had little dogs even contaminated that we used to, we just literally just wash them off.
That makes sense. How many people are on the fire department, Brendan?
Full staff, we're at 37. Right now we have 36.
36. So there is an opening.
There is one opening. Yep.
So if you're interested in learning more about the fire department or applying for the fire department, you can go to the city hall and go to the fire station. We appreciate our time with Fire Chief Brendan DeLong. I think he's going to stick around. We're going to
I
talk
am.
about some pets, and we'll play a birthday game. So you're watching Washington Live. I'm your host, Jaron Rosine, joined by guest Brendan DeLong and our producer, Nick Steffens. Stick around, and we'll continue the conversation after the break.
At Ace, we're eager to assist you with all your shopping needs. Whether that be finally painting that room, getting ready for the next hunting season, or upgrading your bathroom. Whatever it may be, we'll make sure you get what you need.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Welcome back to Washington Live. I'm your host, Jaron Rosine. We are powered by KCTC. I'm joined in the studio by Nick Steffens and Fire Chief Brendan DeLong. This is our Pause and More segment. You can look forward to this on a rotating weekly basis. In a moment, we're going to show you a video. Nick and I had the opportunity to go to Pause and meet 2 cats, 2 dogs. Because of some production delays, we have received news that the dogs have been adopted. The cats are available. We'll also talk about our pets after this video break. I'm here with Vanessa at Pause and More, and this is Ruben. Ruben is a terrier mix. He's a little shy at first, but then he warms up, and there's no bite history. And what else about Ruben?
Well, he's still a puppy. He's between 6 and 8 months old, and he is currently up for adoption. He's good with other dogs. And I think he would make a good pet for any home.
Yeah, Ruben is a little cutie, and if you'd like to consider adopting Ruben, this puppy terrier for your home, come out to Pause and More. I'm here with Vanessa right now, and they can help you out. This one is Cartman, aka Lovebug. Cartman is a domestic long-hair, described as Lovebug. Do you seek affection? I do. If you also like petting, purrs, and paws kneading your lap, I think we might have a lot in common. Cartman is looking for someone who enjoys quiet times and togetherness. Could that someone be you? For more information on this animal, contact the Pause and More Animal Shelter. Yeah, if I can get along with Cartman, I bet you can too. Contact Pause and More to adopt.
So I found this cat. This one just came right up to me, and I thought there's no way I could make this video without featuring her.
This cat's name is Darby. She is a new arrival, a domestic short hair. She's about 4 years old, and she has no bite history.
If I had a different landlord, she would be coming home with me. She, as you can tell, just likes to sit up right here on my lap. And earlier was playing in the tubes and with all the other toys. What are you doing with your butt up in the air like this? Hey, you're so sweet. So this is Calypso. Calypso is a mix of 2 different dogs.
Yeah, she may even have some husky in her. She's got some, I think maybe some healer and shepherd in her.
And you have the most beautiful eyes. Hey. Hi.
Very affectionate. Hey.
I think I got some hair in my mouth.
Welcome back to Washington Live, powered by KCTC. As you can see in the video, we had 4 animals. I had to refresh. We had Cartman and Darby that are available for adoption.
Those are the cats, and they are still available for adoption.
And Calypso and Ruben have been adopted, which is great. There was another dog that we met that was lovely, but still in a rehab state.
Yeah, it had a little bit of like, was a
Cirrhosis? I don't know. It was getting
Eczema?
better, and then we'll be ready for...
because that was a really sweet dog.
Absolutely. We'll look forward to showing more pets in the near future. A little bit of today's conversation. There was a question in the past we'll answer, and we'll talk about our animals. You have an adopted snake?
Yeah, I'm a stepfather for my girlfriend's pet snake. I'll pull that up for us to see. There she is. Her name is Persephone. Hopefully the echo issues, if there are echoes, let us know in the comments.
Because that's where we had echoes showing images caused some echo issues. We're trying to resolve that. So Persephone, awesome.
About 3 feet long now. It's a pretty big snake. We just call her P for short. She was a very, very sweet snake. Yeah.
I respect the beauty, but I am not a big...
That's fair. My family is not excited about a pet snake, but
I don't think I would be either.
It's just...
Especially my grandma's like deathly afraid, like heart attack afraid of
And you
snakes.
hear stories from like people that have pet snakes that think they love them, but then the snake has not eaten enough in a while, and they're doing behavior that basically meant they're going to eat their owner. Like things that are not...
Luckily, my girlfriend is... This snake is her entire life. Like that is... So she takes very good care of it, make sure it's very well fed.
Corey had a giant snake for a long time, then got a child, and so
Gosh, yeah. That's a whole
Snake went away.
so snake went away.
Well, they live for like 20, 25 years. I mean, I'm stuck with this thing for as long as I'm stuck with her, I'm stuck with the snake.
Like, how old is it now? How old's your snake now?
It's like year-old. Just had the
You got a
gotcha
long way
day.
to
Oh
go yet.
my
So
goodness.
that was so 3 feet long. It could get up to about 5.
Wow.
I think I read they did find a record-setting python in Florida, like 215 pounds. I
Yeah.
saw that.
Nope.
I think I read that too.
No, thank
That's
you.
a whole.
100 pounds is considered a large snake, and so they're like, "What do you even classify 200 pounds?"
So, kind of the reptiles are unique pets that more on the dog and cat side. You mentioned you had a dog, Lucy.
I did have a dog, Lucy.
What kind of dog was Lucy?
It was an English bulldog, and it had several problems.
And that can be part of the bulldog.
It is.
Beautiful
Yeah.
animals, though.
Lovely dog. We had to put her to sleep about a year ago now, but she was 10 years old. I
10 years
think.
old.
Yeah, so, it was the dog my wife picked out from a breeder, and it was sitting in the back corner just like squirming around, not really wanting any attention. And so
She
we
fell
felt
in love.
bad, so that's one we got.
Okay,
So-
that's what my sister was in your graduating class.
Yep,
God
she
bless
was.
her, especially if she's watching. On the farm, she would always fall in love with the pet or the animal or the runt that was not
Mm-hmm.
going to be a survivor. God bless her. That was the one that.
Yep,
Got the love.
that's the one we got. And we were at the vet a lot, but that's the one we got. So
Those are memories.
those are good. She was a good dog, and we loved her. But
I was the run of the litter too, and I turned out fine.
Oh, so my memories are. My memories are somewhat vet related as well. I definitely consider ourselves to be dog people. Love dogs. Happen to have a cat because of the schedule. If you're looking at the
Yeah.
screen, that's Gus. Gus got neutered twice.
Which
it
needs some elaborations.
so it didn't work the first time.
That's the story we have to unpack. Basically, normally you neuter at 6 months when you adopt a shelter cat, but occasionally the animal will have been neutered before that. So Gus happened to be neutered at 3 months, and we took Gus to be neutered again at 6 months, but the communication kind of wires crossed a little bit. So the vet, very qualified, went in, did not find what she was looking for, so had to do a little bit more of an invasive situation to still not find any testes as she looks at, like, this is a boy cat. Where are they? Well, the boy cat had already been neutered, which meant it continues. It is a saga. So that means Gus had to come home with a cone and the little stitches.
Aw.
And we were taking care of Gus. When Gus got off the morphine, which is basically heroin, this cat would just slump. And so we called the vet to ask what's going on and asked if Gus would drink water. And if you put water right next to Gus, he would drink a little and then just collapse again. So that was a concern. So we go in to have it addressed. And complications are so rare. The veterinarian was very good to address the inflammation and the slight infection that might have existed. And Gus did rally. But I did learn that there were some other things with Gus too. He had like a little bit of a weepy eye. So the vet was like, I don't know if you noticed that Gus's eye is a little weepy. I'm like, yes. It's like, well, that's something Gus got from his mommy. I'm like, yes. So it was herpes. So Gus has
Herpes in the eye.
cat herpes of the eye, which is not transmittable to humans and does not need to be treated. It just makes the eye a little bit weepy. You couldn't see it in the glamour shot. But that's, there's other stories, but we'll save those for another time. That's the main story of the saga of Gus getting neutered twice and having herpes.
Fully recovered now.
Gus was also the only surviving cat. Gus's mom was not a great mother. Obviously, she was slandering. And the only surviving cat of the litter was Gus. We learned that at the shelter. And it was a great cat that, you go to the paws, you see the animals, one just speaks to you. And that was the case with Gus. Read the medical documents closely for procedures.
But Gus got a good home out of the deal.
Gus
too,
is
right?
living his best
Yeah,
life
that's
without
right.
a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
We did have to work through that little issue, but as you can see from the photos, I grew up on a farm. I couldn't ever imagine giving a cat wet food, but we do. It gets
Interesting.
dry food and a little bit of wet food each day. It makes for a great coat. So yes, we love our pets. If you'd like to share a pet story, we welcome it. The conversation can be two ways. In the chat, washialive@gmail.com. We'd be happy to hear your pet stories and look forward to more stories from Paws and More with animals that are up for adoption. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, Chief DeLong and myself will play the birthday game.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
And Nick will score our results, and that'll close out today's show. But when we come back, the birthday game, you're watching Washington Live, powered by KCTC.
At Ace, we're eager to assist you with all your shopping needs. Whether that be finally painting that room, getting ready for the next hunting season, or upgrading your bathroom. Whatever it may be, we'll make sure you get what you need.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Welcome back to Washington Live, powered by KCTC. We're going to play our birthday game with Fire Chief Brendan DeLong, myself, your host, Jaron Rosine, and our scorekeeping producer, Nick Steffens.
Yep.
Real quick, if you haven't taken a moment to like and follow, we would appreciate it if you did so we can continue to build our base and give you the content that you'd like. You can also share so we reach more people and continue to build and grow together this show, Washington Live. We have national days and famous birthdays. Let's go with our national days. What do we have, Nick?
National Fried Chicken Day. So hit up KFC on the way home. And
Which
then
is no longer in Washington.
Did not know
Oh,
that.
sorry, that's bad news.
Bad news.
Jersey Mike's owned by the same chain. KFC you'll have to travel for, maybe to.
So maybe just make your own fried chicken at this point. National Hand Roll Day. If you're a big sushi fan.
Okay.
So get some hand rolled sushi.
Are you a sushi
Oh, no.
person?
No seafood for me.
No seafood.
No.
I do not crave the sushi, but I can appreciate it. I will try it. Do you hand roll sushi?
I love sushi. I'd get it like every Friday when I was in college. Just go down to like the sketchy like corner store and get the $5 sushi.
Well, if that didn't kill you, neither did
Yeah,
COVID.
Yeah.
Lucky to be here.
We are doing fine. We'll get into birthdays. First, the shout-outs, and then we'll play our birthday game. I have friends, Sean Redlinger with a birthday, Elizabeth Reshley with a birthday, Chris Marshall with a birthday today, and I think you have a shout-out.
Yes, my sister, who is in Spain on a honeymoon right now. It's going to be her 31st birthday tomorrow.
What is your sister's name?
Laura.
Well, happy birthday to Nick's sister, Laura. We have some famous birthdays. One is going to be a gimme, but we have four. Hopefully it's not we'll see if this ties. So I believe the way this game is played, we guess the age. Whoever is closest gets a point. I thought maybe we were dividing by numbers, but first up we have, why don't you introduce, Nick?
So first up, we have Kevin Hart. How old do you guys think?
He is fit. Do you want to go first on this one?
Yeah, 42.
Okay, I will do 44.
So we got 42.
And you can let us know who wins as we go.
All right, Kevin Hart is actually 43, so you guys have a tie there.
All right. This is great. Good
1
start.
point for each of
That's a
us.
tie.
Last time I didn't know the rules. I got a little, I'm not competitive at all. So
All right, Next up, we have 50 Cent. How old do you think 50 is?
I'm going to go 46.
50.
All right, 50 Cent is 47 years old. So
I think I get a point. Is that correct?
you do get a point, indeed.
I should be not keeping my own score. That's a sure way to
All right,
win.
so, and then now we have Rambo or Rocky. We have Sylvester Stallone. How old do you think Sylvester Stallone is?
Go ahead and go first.
70.
I think I'm going to do 71.
He is 76.
Okay.
Really?
Clinched it. It's like playing The Price is Right.
None of that one.
Yeah, sorry. Do you want me to go first on the next
Not
one?
competitive at all. Huh?
No, not at all.
And next up, we have former President George W. Bush.
He is younger in this photo, I think.
I think this might be his official president portrait.
Yes.
So this is like 2007, probably.
He looks a lot older than what he does right
Yeah.
there.
You know, he got into painting, and it's
did?
like, yeah, he's been. It's a whole thing. It's a conversation for another time. But 76. Will be my,
77.
I think it might be the other way. I'm
He
not
is
sure.
76.
I am sorry to invite you on the show and then just do that to you.
Didn't get one.
Our last gimme that we thought would be a little too complicated as we kind of talked through Eastern philosophy, the Dalai Lama.
Yes. How old do you think the Dalai Lama is?
So the Dalai Lama, as we kind of covered during the break in the beginning, it's not as much a person as it is a
It's his title, but I didn't think anyone would recognize, and I couldn't pronounce it.
because they
either.
believe in the reincarnation that tracks back to, we decided 1391, or you did.
Well, yeah. So he's the 14th Dalai Lama. The first one was in 1391, but apparently the reincarnation starts like in the year 630 BC.
And I do remember learning some of this in school, but
Yeah, it's been a long time ago.
It was sophomore year of high school for me. So
it was not front of mind, but also a famous birthday today for the Dalai Lama.
just take a guess. How old do you think this old man is?
The revered Dalai
The
Lama.
revered Dalai Lama.
Oh, he's probably like really old but looks young, right? So 86?
Yeah. 82.
He's 87. So
I'm getting better at this
You are
game.
getting really good at it.
So
Got a
it's
few weeks under your belt.
I was not good at first.
Final score is 4-0 to it's one tie.
One tie, we'll give that. So
Yeah.
I do hope you'll come back.
Well, maybe in a few weeks I'll be better at it. I don't know.
If you have birthday shout outs, even after the fact, we'll wish you a belated birthday. You can put those in the chat, or you can give us that information at washialive@gmail.com. You've been watching Washington Live, powered by KCTC. I'm your host, Jaron Rosine. Thanks to Fire Chief Brendan DeLong for joining us. To Nick Steffens, our producer, we'll see you soon.